boy Papa Shro, ready to get into some Week 2 film, as Week 2 fared quite a bit better for the Kansas City Chiefs than Week 1 did at home. They go on the road to meet the Jaguars as we get ready for Week 3, and the Chiefs coming back home to meet the Bears. Week 2, obviously, though, a little bit better on the film side, and what these Chiefs were able to do last Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you enjoy these film reviews, go ahead and drop a like, sub to the channel, and be back with the podcast soon enough. But here we're going to get straight into the film, and this first play comes from the first drive. I really just wanted to point out Leo Chanel on this one. This is a big play, and just to show the awareness, how quick, right here, 54, Leo Chanel on the outside, just immediately, already. The ball hasn't even come out of Lawrence's hand immediately. You got Leo looking on where he needs to be on this play. Both blockers out in front. He gets behind both of these these blockers, comes up to make the tackle. Perfect play by Leo Chanel to kick off the game and reading this wide receiver screen. And the Jags use this screen all day. It seemed like they threw a lot of screens, and at some point, really just kind of replacing the run with the wide receiver screen, but just the recognition of Chanel right here on this play. Just going back to just turning immediately, knowing exactly what's about to happen, and ends up coming up making the tackle on Christian Kirk. And just really wanted to highlight this play just because it just shows, I think Leo Chanel's made a lot of progress here. Obviously his rookie year last year, he had some moments and some plays, but I think year 2 he's really kind of really finding his own, and with Nick Bolton being out, I mean, the linebacking crew is going to be something to watch for this Bears game here. So moving straight on to the next play, and we move on. Drew Tranquil is going to take over, and I think just already it just shows what a great signing that was for the Chiefs to take over Bolton's spot here for the Week 3 game. But getting into this next play, I think this one ended the drive right here, but a big sack early in the game. Just kind of, you got Jones coming off the edge here. Just makes a big play. Interesting front how they had out here, because you've got Dana and Karlaftis in the middle, and then you've got Jones and FAU on the outside. And it's just a 4-man rush, and they get plenty of pressure on that 4-man rush right there. Great play right there for the defense, and just showing that they can get pressure with 4 is a big deal. And obviously the Chiefs have had trouble with the pass rush the last few years, but I think this year might be the best pass rush that they've got, at least so far these first couple weeks of the season, because even without Chris Jones Week 1, I mean, they did a decent enough job. They were in that 30% range on quarterback pressure. I think it was right at 30%, 30.6, somewhere around there, Week 1. And just a second, Week 2. Thought I had it written down, but four sacks in this game, 7 quarterback hits is huge. And for last week, the Bears giving up a 45.7% quarterback pressure rate to Tampa Bay. I just don't think it's looking good for the Bears in this Week 3 matchup. But just perfect job right here. Jones gets the pressure. Karlaftis gets a nice little cross move to get back onto the inside. And everybody on that right side just beating their man pretty much. So now here you continue with the pressure. This one, Derek Nottie coming up big, defending a pass. And I think this affected Jacksonville because on the very next play, after the pressure's getting to Lawrence, they're going to botch the snap. And, just waiting for that pressure, I think, is part of it. I feel like they caused a lot of problems for the Jaguars in this game when it comes to pressuring the quarterback and pressuring Trevor Lawrence, and not even ready. Lawrence was right there, but just all the pressure early in the game, going back to the last play. That's a play right before this botched snap. I mean, immediately, they're getting pressure on the quarterback. And that's big for the Chiefs. And a big key to this game against Jacksonville was the amount of pressure they were able to apply on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence went 0 for 7 in the red zone. Didn't complete a single pass in the red zone this past week. So the defense stepped up big once again, and the defense has been on fire these first two games. Leo Chanel breaking free there too. Incompletion to Zay Jones. I think Zay Jones had 7 targets, no catches. And even Calvin Ridley too. Calvin Ridley, just 2 catches on 8 targets. They really shut this Jaguars defense down, or Jaguars offense down, did the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And this one was a close play, and I thought live that Snead probably got away with one right here. But again, you see the pressure working. Jones right there in Lawrence's face. And Snead just does a great job of just getting around and knocking the ball away. After seeing it from this view, though, I think this angle makes it seem a little bit less of a pass interference. Just gets around in front of the ball. It's kind of hard to see on that, but Snead just jumping out. Kind of that hand. You could probably call that. He has that hand reached around on Calvin Ridley right there, but just a big heads up play. But I mean, Snead going for the ball right there all the way, knocks the ball away. And the Chiefs just bring a 3-man rush on this one. That's another interesting thing to see. And just the different looks Spags is going to give you. You just got 3 men rushing. You got Jones in the middle. You got Dana, Karlaftis on the other side. Everybody else out in coverage. And this was a third. I can't remember what the distance was, but a third and medium, I think. And, the Chiefs were just looking to defend the pass. And in this, they got pretty much everybody covered. Bolden's going for Bigsby over here. Everyone, nothing in the middle. You got a one-on-one up top here. Lawrence is looking directly at Ridley. He's got a one-on-one. Reed's going to come over and help if it was deeper out here. But Snead just makes a play. Just gets up and makes a play. Chiefs had a big showing from the defense throughout this game. And being able to get the pressure that they got is big. Here's another one. Still first half of the defense. Again, pressure. Karlaftis flushing Lawrence outright. And again, they're just bringing 4 here. And you got Trent McDuffie up top. Just making a play on Zay Jones. See from the angle, but just the other angle, but just bringing 4. Willie comes with the pressure. And just a great play there by McDuffie. And Trent McDuffie, man, these first 2 games, Trent McDuffie has been awesome. He has been great to watch. Just doing everything right, it seems like, and coming up big when they need him to. And another big play there by Trent McDuffie. So here's another one just to kind of show Leo Chanel and, just his recognition. Because he really showed it on display a couple of times. Right here on this play, immediately kind of sees what happens, immediately turns around, starts running. And he does make the catch, but a great tackle. Leo Chanel wraps that up immediately. Drew Tranquil in on this play as well. Number 23, he'll be wearing the green dot this week. But Leo Chanel right here, just another monster play for him and just recognizing what's happening with the offense. Another big sack here in the first half is Chris Jones. Chris Jones just breaking free again on the end, playing the edge. I like this lineup that they have with the defensive line where they got FAU on one side, Jones on the other, and you got Karlaftis and Dana in the middle. And they were just bringing a 4-man rush. Or they got 5. So Justin Reed also came on the blitz on this one, kind of bolting, kind of hanging out, waiting to see what's going to happen. Lawrence had some nice runs in this game, but Chris Jones just doing what he does. So we'll move on to the offense now, kind of look at some of the offense from the first half. And this one right here was a play that I thought just kind of showed, once this offense kind of gets going, they're going to be just fine. 33 right here in the middle makes a great play and great recognition from him right here because Mahomes has this lane all day. If he doesn't make this read, he sees exactly where he's going with it, gets his hand up, and a little scary play if you're a Chiefs fan, just the amount of tipped passes we've seen go for interceptions, but just a great play right here in the recognition to read that. Mahomes is coming straight through this lane. Middle linebacker gets there, makes a play. But I think that it shows a good play here that, if he can look that linebacker off once this offense really gets going, I mean, that could have went for a big play right there. So next one's kind of a plus-minus play here as Mahomes goes out. He finds Watson. Watson just kind of finds the soft spot in the defense. And that's a big part of the Chiefs offense. You look at Kelsey all the time. That's exactly what he's doing. He's just finding the soft spot right here. Kind of runs his route, comes back out, leaves both defenders right here in the middle of the field. Mahomes sees it, lets it go, turn around, fumbled the ball. That was the big turnover right there where Watson fumbles it. Everything is perfect right here until that moment. Just finds that soft area in the zone and makes a nice play and just can't quite finish it off. Shout out to Ray. That's $1 million move with a 10-cent finish right there, as he would say. Decent protection here. Mahomes has plenty of time to throw, plenty of time for Watson to kind of get to where he needs to be to make that catch. Right there, though, oh, man, live, I definitely did not think it was a fumble. And when they showed the replay, I mean, it was clearly a fumble. It was nice to knock the ball out of there. Good defense. Right here, kind of another, the Chiefs just love having the receivers that can just kind of find that area in the zone and kind of break things down. And Blake Bell does that right here. Gets to the next level, immediately turns around, leaving both of these defenders kind of in the dust. As, you got your, I think this is a linebacker. We'll go back and double check. Yeah, you got your linebacker right here. Kind of gives Bell off, goes for Sky Moore. You got the other corner taking the flat route. And Bell just turns around immediately. And I mean, Mahomes already has that ball out before he even turns around pretty much. He sees it immediately. Lets it go. No time for anyone to react. Get down inside the 10. There'll be a nice view of it too. Just kind of looks to give him off. Immediately Bell turns around. They're waiting for that play. Now here's the Sky Moore touchdown, just one-on-one, and just beats his man. And I'm pretty sure it was a holding right there for Sky Moore to get in the end zone, but just a big game for Sky Moore. Big game for Sky Moore. And it's good to see him and Kadarius Toney both kind of got back on the right side of things week 2, which is good to see. And I had a feeling the Chiefs would kind of try to target these guys just to get them kind of back going the right direction. And I feel like both guys pretty much did that. Toney kind of had one play where he fumbled the ball, big loss. But other than that, Kadarius Toney had a big day. So now we're going to move to the second half, start the second half out with the offense, and we'll finish up with the defense pretty much. And right out of the gate, right here, this is a huge run for the Chiefs to set up, and they did not run the ball at all in the first half. 2 designed runs in the opening half, and that was something I kind of couldn't get over. But just a big play, pulling Toney to the right side, and everybody kind of gets their block exactly where they need to go. And the Chiefs need more of this. Next week, this game against the Bears, I think they need to try to establish the run a little bit better. You got Kelsey going in motion. He's going to pull right behind Toney. You got the double team right here. Everybody kind of just doing their job perfectly right here. Sets up the holes. And then you get this huge one to the outside. Pacheco's just going to jet right through. And a huge gain to start the second half. This is exactly what the Chiefs needed to get the second half started. Because, like I said, the first half, just not running the ball at all. And here's another big play from Justin Watson. Justin Watson, with Richie James now being on IR, and Kadarius Toney, not 100% sure. He's questionable for the game against the Bears. So we'll see. But I think Justin Watson, you could see a heavy dose of. And just a perfect route run. Beats his man. Mahomes sees it. One-on-one deep. Gets you inside the 20 in the red zone. Just one more time. He just works his way across the field. Pull that safety in. And right here, immediately when he gives him off, because the safety, I'm not sure at this point, really. I mean, should be going with this route. He's more worried about this one down here, it seems like. I think that's Toney over there. See if we can see with this angle. Justin Ross sighting. How about that? So you got Justin Ross working his way across the field this way. Watson taking the deep route. Going across the field, working his way across the field. MVS just kind of comes up in a nice little curl. Sky Moore working the outside. That's just picture perfect, really. And I think Justin Watson, I mean, I think he has a role in this offense, especially these first 2 games. I really think that he has a pretty good role in this offense. And kind of between him and Sky Moore, kind of figure out who can kind of be your Juju Smith-Schuster, another kind of possession receiver that is going to help you really move down the field. And right here again, kind of what I've been talking about this whole time. Just find the soft spot in the zone. And Kelsey is really just the best at doing that. He turns around right here. And just immediately goes up and finds, with everybody moving to the other side here, he just jets out right behind him. And finds his area. What Ian Eagle say, finds a blank space there in the end zone. And then punts the ball away. And even this play, pretty good protection for the most part, but this angle shows it perfectly. Everybody moving to that other direction doesn't have a chance at getting Kelsey there. Shoot. Just right over the defense. Nothing you can do about it, really, at that point. This one, I wanted to point out just for the simple fact it was a short yardage play, a 4th and 2 that the Chiefs converted on. Beautiful. Everybody kind of moving around, and if you know, you know. This is the Chiefs' kryptonite, short yardage plays. They go with a fullback dive to Pacheco to get the first down. I really like this play, though. Try to create a little bit of confusion. Everybody moving around. Tony moving out to the outside here. Bell going to the tight end spot. And one thing that I did notice kind of just watching through a lot of this film, there was a lot of plays where Kelsey wasn't involved in. Get Rashee Rice out on this one. I think it'll be interesting to see kind of where the Chiefs go offensively and who they're going to go with for the Bears game. Kind of the different rotations of receivers and where everybody fits in. So second half defense now, and this one just immediately just clustered in the backfield. And this right here is just Spags kind of doing his thing. Leo Chanel breaks through, Karlaftis, just the whole, you got every single one of them back there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the backfield ready to sack Lawrence. Everybody that was up at the line of scrimmage. Everyone back there. With the only one, Willie, that took off. Willie takes off with the running back, but just a huge sack and just the pressure that the Chiefs got all day. Huge. Now this one right here, this one right here is in the second half. So the main reason I wanted to point this one out. Chiefs got cooked on this one. Nice play design. And Kirk right here is just going to split the middle of the field. He's just got Brian Cook. Lawrence sees it. Great grab, but the tackle right there, beautiful ankle tackle. You gave up the big catch, but at least you saved the touchdown. Because that easily could have been a touchdown right there. Got one-on-one with Cook over the middle. In no man's land. Kirk's got the angle on him to the ball. And, if he falls and just misses him there, he might even kind of take Josh Williams' chance to get him at that point even, but just shoestring tackle. Perfect. Obviously not ideal, but at least you salvage the touchdown here. This right here, this one is big for week 3 because this is a designed run here for Trevor Lawrence. Might have been an option. Kind of just reading the option. You got your linebacker coming down, or that's Snead coming down. Bolton does a great job recognizing it, running out to the boundary. But this is going to be, perfect with what the Bears are going to try to do if they get down to this area. Just a great play, great recognition. Obviously, Nick Bolton, one of the best linebackers in the league, best tackling linebackers in the league. But right here, you get Snead kind of chomping down. I think Lawrence thinks that he's probably got it if he just takes it himself at this point. Bolton's kind of here in the middle, so at first you don't see him from this position. If you're Lawrence, you're not really counting on him. But you do see Snead looks like he's coming down straight for ETN. Pull it on the option. Snead does a good job of kind of getting back. He is beat, but he gets help from his linebacker, Bolton, that sees what's going on. And so that brings me to my next point as we go to the Bears-Bucks game, as they ran, I don't want to say exactly similar play here, but, they just run a naked bootleg, just go for it. It's RPO-ish. You probably can throw the ball, but, easy, clear spaces out here. But this is exactly what the Jags were kind of trying to do in this goal line situation. And we'll just see the reactions on the other side here. She had Bolton there in the middle. You get the guys in the middle to come down. Now they're out of position for the play. And they get this one pretty much block that they need, and nobody can catch them. And Fields, probably definitely more of a speedster than Trevor Lawrence, obviously, but the way this breaks down, I think the Chiefs are going to be in a good position to defend any kind of plays like this. I think that with the recognition that the Chiefs going to have here on defense, with Nick Bolton obviously not being in the game, but that's another reason why I point out with Leo Chanel both plays just hustle plays and recognition of kind of getting where he needs to be. So they're going to need that if they get into the situation with the Bears on Sunday. Just one more time, just to see what Justin Fields can do here at the goal line, which, granted, this was one of his only positive runs of the game. He had like 4 for 3 yards or something like that and a touchdown. It was bad line on the ground for Justin Fields. So here we go right here at the end of the game. Big time stop that they get on the Jaguars here late, and defense just does their job like they did all day. ETN goes off in motion. Looks like they're going to bring 5 here, so they have a blitz going. Looks like almost a possible screen. Karlaftis is kind of looking for that. So he's going with the running back over here. Lawrence turns back around. And just everybody covered. There's nobody here really that is going to do anything on this play. Everybody's still just locked up. You got 4 Chiefs defenders in the area, 3 receivers. Got one guy here in the middle that Lawrence probably maybe could have made a play to right there. But at that point, Lawrence is ready to throw it away. Rolls out, gets some time, gets some space. And I think, really realistically, you want to go back towards the middle here. I think that's really probably the play to make. If anything, maybe you can turn around and move upfield, but kind of tries to give Ridley a chance to make a play, but throwing the ball away. And here was one of 2 different plays where it ends up being a lateral pass and a fumble. Right here, trying to go to Tank Bigsby out of the backfield. And again, just Chris Jones, just too much. Chris Jones absolutely destroys the right tackle. And I mean, Chris Jones is just unblockable at some points. When he wants to be, he is unblockable. And here's this last stop that the Chiefs get on 4th and 12. The last chance for the Jaguars right here, and another play where they get good pressure and Lawrence isn't able to really make anything happen here. And that's another one to Ridley. Snead locking Ridley down, and like I said, Calvin Ridley. Christian Kirk was the top receiver in the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but other than Kirk, nobody was really able to do anything. And right here, just a 4-man rush again. You just got 4 guys rushing, and you're getting the pressure. And that's Karlaftis there on the pressure. Karlaftis, I think, has come a long way from kind of getting his feet wet in the NFL last year, and then, really by the end of the season, he was really on a different level. And I think year 2, he's just on a whole nother level. Just that spin move, gets to the quarterback, able to kind of get some contact on Lawrence, and that was that. And this is the one right here to ice the game. And right here, decent protection. At this point, nobody really open. Sky Moore down here. I think this is Richie James, MVS. I think this is Jet up here, and then Kelsey. But Mahomes rolls out, kind of finds time, makes a man miss, and then just nobody remotely in the vicinity of Sky Moore right here. And you got one man, 15 yards up the field? 10 yards up the field that now you're looking to beat. Just a ridiculous play right here. And this is just Patrick Mahomes doing Patrick Mahomes things. Nobody open. Nothing really looking promising at this point on the play. Rolls out. Still, at this point, you got maybe MVS holding his hands up. Maybe you could make that play right there. You're going to get the first down that you need. Kind of get into a tight window there. No more. Now at this point, though, right here. I don't know if Mahomes sees it at this point yet or not, but it is there. You got this guy right here in no man's land, in no way to cover that. This guy's beat. Mahomes then makes his move. You get your corner. It looks like he falls down. Yeah, he falls down in the middle of the field, the 50. And Mahomes at this point, he says, oh, that's money. Hits Sky Moore somewhat in stride, and Sky Moore just turns up the field. Huge play. Puts the game on ice right there. And a huge game for Sky Moore, I think, to just turn around and kind of do what, he needed to do to kind of get himself back. Just that quick move. The Mahomes puts on this corner, just perfect spiral. Finds Sky Moore down the field. But just one more time, the Mahomes magic in full effect. I think Charles Davis, he said, now you see me, now you don't. Ricky Bobby reference on the broadcast at that point. Talking about Mahomes, and the Chiefs finally I say finally like it wasn't just 1 week, but, it just felt like that Lions game. It was tough. A tough 1 point loss, but I think at the same time, like how I personally felt about it was, it's kind of a bump in the road. The Chiefs are going to do that. They kind of shot themselves in the foot all night. They're no Travis Kelce, no Chris Jones, and they were still able to make it a 1 point game against the Detroit Lions in week 1. And I personally thought it was a positive. Obviously not ideal, but it wasn't the end of the world, week 1. And I think this game really showed that. And to showcase the defense the way it did, I am beyond excited to see this defense and the way they develop the rest of the year. Beyond excited. So that's our week 2 film review. Heading into week 3 against the Bears, I think that it really does not look like a good matchup for the Chicago Bears. If you haven't read my preview yet, preview's up on Substack, papashrowknows.substack.com. Check it out. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have more Chiefs film throughout the year, plenty of Chiefs related content throughout the season, and just continue to check it out, and we will be back next week with more.